The Legend, the last song on the other one by BABYMETAL, and therefore the last BABYMETAL song we're going to have to really enjoy and listen to, in chronological order at least, until the next album comes out and we got all that more metal to look forward to. So, how did they leave things? Did they leave things well? My review of this song might be quite different from what you expect if you know me, or, well, hopefully just be interesting if you don't. So let's jump into unpacking this one. Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where it is time to finish our track-by-track review of the other one by BABYMETAL. Quick YouTubery moment. Remember, you can listen to all of the reviews and watch them by clicking the little link in the description below, which has the playlist. But anyway, let's get back to it. With The Legend, and yeah, this is that big anthemic song that I think we kind of all expected to end the album. And I've got to be honest, I heard the little digest video they put out before the album came out, and obviously we'd started hearing the tracks, and I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, let's have a little listen. The Legend was the song that I was probably least looking forward to initially, because I listened to it, I was like, this has kind of watered down, slow, not very interesting ballad vibes, but I'm actually going to give this a really ringing endorsement of a review. I really enjoyed this, especially on repeat listens. So, first of all, we have to really break down the fact that, from my own personal experience, and much to the ire of many a BABYMETAL fan, one of my least favourite BABYMETAL songs previously was The One. I know, it's a song about the fans. Everyone's going to hate this. I found that song really boring and too long. I love BABYMETAL. It's one of my least favourite songs. Oh Imagine I is probably my least favourite because it is, to me, annoying. And The One is just, to me, the boring one. And most other BABYMETAL songs I really enjoy. So now that I've pissed off most BABYMETAL fan base and you've left this review, let's get into explaining why The Legend is different. Mainly, what we're looking at here is a lot of subtleties, because it would be fair to say that this does have a fair number of things in common with The One and maybe other BABYMETAL more ballad-oriented songs previously. However, a lot of things work for The Legend. Now, first of all, I should point out, it is rather concise for a slower tempo song, which obviously therefore would naturally lean longer for the same number of notes. The Legend is relatively concise at 4 minutes 18. In fact, that does put it in kind of the middle territory lengthwise on this album. It is a fairly concise song, therefore. It doesn't sort of drag on and on and on, which is kind of nice for it because it feels like it wraps up the album in a very good way. The fact that it's at the end of the album, but it doesn't sort of like feel like it's trying to elongate the album, it's bringing the album to a nice, satisfying close, is very important. It has that feeling where, unlike a lot of the songs up to this point that have been very tense, it resolves the chorus very easily. We go back to a nice relaxed note at the end of each time round of the chorus melody. Again, this is something that BABYMETAL have done before, but I just feel this is nicely done here, and the fact that it's doing that sort of resolution of the melody each time it goes around, the fact that it's got that relaxed feeling, that's another reason why you don't want the song to go on too long. Because if you go on too long doing that, that's that kind of mood in a song that needs to be concise. Because if you keep on doing it, it feels dragged out easier. In a song like this, because like a tense song always feels like it's building towards something, so you can kind of make it last a bit longer because the tension's building, tension's building. In a song like this that feels like it's concluding, a conclusion should be conclusive. So yeah, the fact that this song's quite tight and concise really helps. But within that, we have some nice little things going on as well. I really like the production in the second verse. Now, the verses, as you'd kind of expect from this type of song, are a bit lighter, and then the chorus is a bit bigger. This is not one of those songs where we get to the chorus, Sue's suddenly singing with all the power. It is, as I mentioned, a fairly relaxed feeling song, so she tempers her voice, doesn't overly push. It's just, you know, she's singing quite calm throughout most of it. But yes, the verses are much more chilled, much more relaxed, much more spacious. The production in the second verse was really nice, though. I kind of felt it had a I don't want to say an Enya vibe. It's not really a compliment in my book, but it's kind of got that vibe where you kind of feel, yeah, like we're in a little bit of a soundscape here. It feels relaxing, plays a lot with the mood in a very complimentary way. But then when you get at the end of the second verse, we go into a guitar solo, a nice little guitar solo that again kind of soulful, and then out of nowhere, Kenny G turns up and we get saxophone. I love that. That's nice. Why not? Works perfectly with the mood. It's kind of unexpected. It's great and really good. again, it's the fact that even in a song that in all ways should be relatively predictable, they're still adding those nice little touches, you know, being like, yeah, I think saxophone would work here. Yeah, let's make the production interesting. Nice little touches, nice little sounds. It feels like it's been constructed with a degree of care and a degree of knowing, rather than just relaxing melody put at end of album. No, this actually feels like a carefully constructed song that knows what it's doing, doesn't outstay its welcome, and has nice little ideas along the way. So in conclusion, I don't think this is going to be one of those big anthemic songs that everyone's going to sing along to. I don't think it's going to have that kind of road resistance vibe or anything. I do think it's going to be one of those songs where certainly it would be very good at the end of a live show. I think it's a song that definitely conveys a really good, clear emotion and feel. The way it fades out kind of shows that. Most importantly, in my personal opinion at least, I think it's a really good way of rounding out an album, especially an album that has played a lot with sort of it's been about drama, heavy-hitting things, you know, trying to sound like it's always got a lot of building songs in there. We talked earlier about, we had songs like Light and Darkness right before this, build up, build up, build up, Metalism, build up, build up, build up, even Time Wave, you know, a lot of these songs have been about build up. This is nice to have, therefore, sort of conclude the album with a song that's about cool down, but again in a nice, concise way. I just think this is a really good album ender. I think it's a good song to put at the end of the album. I think they focused more on that than just trying to have, let's have a big anthemic song. They focused more on trying to conclude the album in a way that complements what came before. Yeah, I just think it's a really good album ending song. If it becomes a fan favourite or not, I don't know. Maybe it'll never be as popular as the one. I don't really care if it is, to be honest, because despite there being certain similarities in tone, I think what's more important, as I say, is just the fact that this is a great way to conclude the album. And, of course, therefore conclude our track-by-track review of the album, but not quite. As usual, when I do my track-by-track reviews, I usually finish them off by doing one video at the end, where I kind of wrap up all my thoughts up until this point and really give an overall conclusion on what I think the highlights and lowlights of the album were, how I think everything went together, and what I generally think will be the path moving forward. So that will be the next video that I do in this series, but this is the last of the individual track focuses, unless there's going to be like bonus tracks or something I didn't see that are going to be pulled out, isn't there? So this is going to happen. But anyway, that's the end of the tracks that I had. So thank you so much for tuning into this. Really appreciate it. As always, get in the comments, tell me what you're thinking, until I hopefully see you in Japan very soon for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.